Good morning everyone and welcome back to my channel Speed and Power. Today I'm here at Thruxton Motor Circuit for the third round of the British Touring Car Championship. It looks really nice, so let's go and check out all the cars in the paddock.
It starts like the road car, about a ton of material gets taken out. So all the comforts and luxuries get gutted, and then the teams are to build everything back up. So roll cage that's in it, that's not built by the team. So a supplier uses that, a third party supplier, they're all hand welded. So think about hundreds of hours of welding alone just to make the shell. The shell gives it all its thickness and rigidity, and it's also one of the safety parameters of it. You'll see when we've got a filter around the car, there's actually nothing left in it apart from the bare engine. So everything that's in it is in with performance in mind. Even from the seat itself, we all sit in like a molded seat. So at the start of the season, the seats get shaped to us, then they get covered with steel. So only I really fit in the car. And then anytime anyone else is driving, you can take the insert out, like if the mechanic seats moving around. So there's a hell of a lot of it. So looking at the steering wheel itself, so there's a hell of a lot more on the wheels than what you would have on your normal road car obviously. So one of the key points that I'll talk about this year is the new hybrid system. So the hybrid system this year is it's to give you that little bit more power effectively. So all the cars are fitted with an EV motor, and that's driven off the gearbox. So that will give you an extra, say, 40 horsepower for about 15 seconds on a lap. So there's that little bit more performance on it. And what we'll do is we can press that hybrid button to deploy that power. So that will be for about 15 seconds over the course of one lap. Then it regenerates off the braking and everything like that, and you can go again. A few other cool buttons, like we have an engine dial button. So we'll have 4 different engine maps on it. So that will be everything from a cool down map to one that's a little bit more reduced on turbo pressure, everything like that, just to look after the tires. We'll be constantly changing everything inside the car. We have 4 different hybrid maps as well, and they're used to how it regenerates the power and how it deploys it. So a key strategy this year is almost how to use that hybrid system. So the LED light that's in the windscreen area, the side window here, that flashes anytime we're using the hybrid system. So this is the first year for it, and it's the first touring car championship in the world that has a hybrid light. So it's a massive step forward, and on the line championship a little bit more of what we see in everyday car. So it works really well. A few other cool things are the radio button, that's not just to change radio frequency, that's to chat back and forth to our engineer. So we'll have comms through the whole team, so like helmet with the microphone, we'll press and hold the button whenever we need to relay information. So we'll talk about everything from chassis setup to engine temperature, as you can see on the dash, anything out of the ordinary. So it's really quite a lot. A few other cool things are the brake button. That will do for our race car. So when we pull up the line, up the brake pad the car and press and hold the button, and it's effectively a hand lever. So that will hold the wheel lock effectively, and then you can have 5 foot on the clutch and off we go for our car. We'll only do, with the clutch in the car, we'll probably only do 8 starts before you get taken out fully reset. Just because it's held on the limiter at about 7 red on the right foot, and then it needs to be pulled out. And that kind of leads nicely into the consumables on the car. When you look into the wheel arches, you obviously see the size of the brake discs. We go through 3 sets of brake discs and 4 to 5 sets of pads to one given brakes again. If you have a road car for 10 years, you won't use that for 10 years. So the car is so fast, plus 150 miles an hour at this track alone. So it destroys the brakes, it heats them up. We use an unnecessary amount of tires. So the championship, the amount of tires that we have, that's all done on allocation. So every team has to use it. So to give you an idea, throughout our racing and on our pre-season testing, the tire bill is probably close to £100 in the car. So it's uses so much, to be fair. The car gets we run so close to all the tires, like that, the engine is right when it's locked on. After the race weekend, it has all new bodywork again. Because you'll see, like, we run nose and tail. As a racing is like no inch given, like I wouldn't expect anyone to give me an inch, I wouldn't give anyone an inch. So we always are leaning on each other, even around here at 150 miles an hour, we'll be running short floor. And I think that's what makes touring cars at the end of the day. So what else is quite cool? The engine itself, we use an engine-fortified engine. So I joked about this on Friday. Weirdly enough, the engine and the internal components of it is probably one of the bits of the car that I don't know a whole lot about, because it's a standardized component. We just give out that it's not fast enough, like we can't actually change it. We can change the mapping in it, but that's supplied by a third-party supplier. So there's about 4 different engine providers in the touring car paddock. We've gone with Sport this year, and it's the first year of this engine in this championship, and it's a very good piece of kit. There is still scope for improvement on it, but it's one of those areas that we have an engine engineer that looks after it from start to finish, where I would know every single thing about it, from adjusting ride height by 1 or 2 mil to adjusting the rear toe by a mil. Like those are the areas that I control with my engineer, so therefore I'm a lot more in touch with what goes on around you. The gearbox itself is a sequential gearbox, so we don't use the clutch going up or down the gears. So we'll just hold the throttle absolutely flat out, and like the plate station, pull the gear lever to up the gears, not the foot to go down the gears. So all left foot brake, and as I'm braking, I'll blip the throttle as it comes down the gears, because it smooths everything out and it keeps the diff engaged the whole time. So there's loads on it like that. From looking around the car, like people are always like, oh, maybe a touring car is a road car, but it couldn't be any further from it. Like I always joke that the one component that if we had a road going through the park outside that we could use, the one component of that car would be the wing mirror coverage. Everything else gets cushion, gets acid dip, gets lightened, strengthened, even the doors are lightened. So absolutely every single little bit on this car is done with performance in mind. From even when you look into the boot of the car, like the boot tray is carbon fibre in it, just for strength and rigidity. And we're not allowed to have carbon fibre bodywork because the budget would probably go up another £100 for it, but this is all fiberglass. So again, it's fiberglass on a standard road car. It's that little bit stronger, and it's a good way, like it's a very good piece of kit. People always are wondering why we use like a wooden splitter as opposed to something like carbon or fiberglass there. But we'll go through at least one splitter over the course of a race weekend. Because as I was saying, like whenever we brake, that slams down onto the ground, so the underneath of it all gets scraped out. And so you smell the wood burning in the car. That's how low the car will run. Take it still, that will put it off the ground as well. And everything is all about the performance of that chassis. So yeah, I think like when you're looking in it, so you can start looking in the windows, have a bit of a nose around it. One of the things that is quite unusual this year is, in our passenger side, we have our big hybrid battery. It looks a bit agricultural, to be perfectly honest. It's a massive carbon fibre box, but in that, the EV motor is, well, the battery is powered off that, which is in the gearbox. We don't normally leave the bonnets open, just because people can see in them. So if someone has a camera, they can see what spring rates are running, they can see what damper fills, spec, everything like that. So that's one of those bits that are a little bit more of a closed shop that we don't let people see. So yeah, it's a huge undertaking, and I always say, my name is on the car, but I probably do the least amount for this whole team. Like it's a huge team effort. Like today there will be 10 personnel overseeing the chassis, overseeing me, the car, everything around it. So we have, as I said, we have an engine engineer, a chassis engineer, data engineer, way too many mechanics. But at the end of the day, like we all become a massive kind of close-knit family. Like I see these guys, that girl, more than I see my own parents back home in Dublin. As you can probably tell, I'm not here to sell cutlery. I actually drive cutlery, but I'm from Ireland. So it's an enormous team effort that we all get to spend that time together. And at the end of the day, these guys and girls all become some of your best friends, because sport in general, as you know, there's such highs and lows, and it's a huge team effort. I always say, if we were to change staff on my car every season, it's like trying to change the staff of a successful business every 8 months. It's a big waste of time. You spend that whole year learning about how this person communicates and that person talks, and it just doesn't work. So it's about having that same close-knit family crew that are all experts in their own field. That's what I describe all these guys as. I've been fortunate enough to drive with both teams in this paddock and win plenty of races with different teams, but none are as hungry as this team are to win. And the step forward that Team Hart in general have made since I joined last year is astronomical. And it's one of those things where there's no limit. I think this will be, over the next 2 years, this will be the team to be with. And I feel very privileged to be part of that story. It'd be incredible to be involved around. And like, as I said, like these are my best friends. Like, it's not lost on me. This is a privileged position to be in. At the end of the day, from when I was your guys' age, I dreamt of doing this. This is always my childhood dream. So to be over here doing this and getting to call it a full-time profession is something that I never thought would be possible. And it's, I always like to fall back on I'm the only Irishman to win a race in this championship in over 30 years. So it's a pretty cool place to be. And again, like I'm just so lucky to do it. And it's nice almost to get all you guys and then to get people around to listen and hear what it's all about. Because to me, not a whole lot differentiates me from you. Like, I'm here just because I've had some lucky breaks over the few years, and maybe I can drive a car fast, I don't know. It's been a huge journey, and it's not possible without everyone else's support. So I really do mean it. Like, I'm so grateful of everyone, even coming down and listening. And it's nice to feel that I'm not just here for myself and Lauren, as you were talking about, and there's other people that are in my corner fighting for us as well. So I think throughout the day, I think we can be optimistic going into it. We have 3 races. Don't get me wrong, starting 20th is not where I want to be, but we're probably 3/10 back from where we needed to be in qualifying. The grade is no tidy track, but racing is a different story. When we go out in the races, lap times don't matter. It's racecraft, it's opportunist, moves, everything like that. So that's where we come into our strength. So I'm looking forward to today, really. Anyone have any questions? You guys can even ask questions from the outside if anyone wants to know anything.